I hope you can see my screen now. So thank you. I hope you can see my screen now. Now we have print welcome, so like this, and when we save and we run it, so we find it like welcome to Python. So we did that, and at the same time we also run through some programs on inputs, so like name equals inputs, enter your name. So and color equals inputs, favorite color. So and you can just say print my name is plus name favorite color is plus color. So now if you run this through, let's say run, so say ask for your name, so let's say Caroline, and your color, so let's say pink, favorite color, let's say pink. So it gives me a sentence like my name is Caroline and my favorite color is pink. So we did this example through in our very first class, and in our day second, so we run through some other examples so I'll be commenting this out so that we won't have it duplicates. So in our last class, in our second day class, so we did something on if, like we said score equals 75. So now said if score greater than or equals to 70, then print grade A. So else print fail. So we also do this in our day 2. So for example, when we run this, it gives us grade A because the score is greater than 70. You can make it interactive. You can change it to score to be equals to ints of inputs. I think I explained that in our second class. So enter your score. So you can make it more interactive by asking for the score so that you can input it from the keyboard. So when I save this and I run it, so we ask enter your score, let me write 50. So you said fail. So and if I rerun it again, so and I said 89 and it said grade A. So this is how if conditions works. And at the same time we also have the while loop that we did. So and an assignment was given out in our day 1 and our day 2. So there was an assignment that rose out. I don't know how many of us that have did the assignment. So I'll be doing one. Let me just say one. I'll be doing one. So and others will come as soon as possible. So I'll be doing the compute a Python program to calculate the CGPA of students offering 10 courses. So compute a Python program that requests the user email and asks to enter to re-enter the email, then check for the first email. That is the second one. So, but I'll be doing the first one that calculates the CGPA of the students. So this is a very huge, but after we finish tonight's class, I will do that. So now also, we also did something on the while loops and the for loop. I want to quickly recap that also. So for example, I do an examples on even number and odd number. For example, we want to generate odd number. So we want to generate odd number from 1 to, let's say, 20 is enough. So I said you can use while loop. You just need to start your initialization. So, and odd number starts from 1. That was the reason why our initialization will start from y. And our condition is while our I less than or equals to 20, which is the total number that I want to get. So now after that we have print I. So it should be printing I while our increment is equal to I plus 2, because we are skipping 2 number when we want to generate an odd number. So when we run this and see, let's see what output is. So you see we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on and so forth. So, and at the same time, I also said we have the for loops. So I'll be using that for loop to generate let me do a very reasonable tangible examples. So let's say I'll be using it to generate multiplication table, maybe multiplication table 2. So I can just say for I in range, for I in range 1, 13. So now I can now say print I want to generate multiplication table 5. So print 5 so I'll be generating it like this. So now this is multiplication table 5. Very simple. When I run this program, let's see how the output is. You see, this is a magical. So I have 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 5 times 3, 5 times 4, and so on and so forth. So you can quickly copy this and do it. This is how for loops work. So and at the same time, in our last class, I also walked through an example whereby you can do your friend list, a phone book, and so on and so forth like that. So that are the quick recap of what we've done so far. So let's quickly move to okay. And the last time we also did something on the list. So which is our day 3, we do something on the list. So for example, so let's say we have score to equals to, we have a list of, let's say 10 scores or 5 score, 34, 56, 78, 45, 89. So we can find the sum of all these scores. We can find the sum of the scores. So we can just say for I in score. So we just say I is equal to, okay, let's use while because I don't want it to look like a magic. Let's use while loop. If I use for loop, it will look like a magic. So let's say I I equals to 1, and let's say while I less than or equals to the length of our score. That's the reason why I don't want to use it in for loop, because it will look like a magic. So then it should start add up. So it should start add up score say sum equals to 0. So it should now start adding up the numbers. So we can now set our new sum equals to sum I will still do giveaway tonight, but someone have called to my DM. Am I going to do giveaway? So I will still do giveaway tonight. So now said I equals I plus 1. Sum. So what do we get? So this is an error. So if you look at this thing very well, you'll see that we've got an error. So now let's debug this. So we get 15 instead of getting like 100 or 200 and something, 200 and something. So we're supposed to get 200 and something plus, but we get 15. So where is the problem is? So this is where the problem is, and let's okay. Said we have lists index out of range, and okay, let's do it like this so that we won't waste much time. Let's back to the length of the score. Why this not working? So we need to remove this equals to so that it can work. Yeah, I'll back to this after the class. So let's continue with today's class. Thank you. Now we have in today's class we have a function. It usually executes when called. Whenever we call it, it will execute. It saves us from writing some bunch of codes, a lot of codes. So it makes it more simpler. So like the way the part of our body is working. So now, and whenever I want to write functions, we define any functions name with def. This keyword def means define, and this define is used to define a function name. So now this is define, and a function name goes. How does the function names works? So the function names can be any name of your choice. For example, I want to write a program whereby when my function is called, it should greet the person. So I will call it greeting. I'll call the function greeting. So now this is function greeting, and you know this greeting is a name. Is a name like the general name, the way we use all our variables, all our instructions in Python programming. So so now it's just a name. It's just a name. Now the name is now attached to a defined functions. Make it a functions name. So that means when we are saying we have a variable and we have a functions, we have difference. So because variable is just a declaration whereby functions get a defined functions before we can use it. And whenever you want to use functions, function used to take this bracket in front. This bracket is used to specify other things. Like I said earlier, this arm that we have, our hand, we use it to pick, we use it to do a lot of things. So we can specify all whatsoever we use it to do inside, or we want it to do inside. So that's the reason why we have the normal brackets whenever we have our functions. So after that, function is also a block level element. We need to have it semicolon. So now, and this is greeting. But whenever this greeting is being called, I want it to be maybe say good evening. So let's say print. Whenever greeting is called, it should say good evening. So now, whenever I want to call it, you can call it anywhere in our program. So I can call it here, I can call it elsewhere. Just make sure you call it anywhere. And whenever you want to call functions name, it depends on how you write your program. So it doesn't need too much instructions. Just call the function's name. This function's name alone is enough. So for example, now if I call greeting, if I say greeting, so automatically when I run, greeting will execute. When I run like this, so you see good evening. Good evening. So now we can now start doing some things inside to make it more robust. We can add some arguments, we can add a lot of things inside to just make it more robust. For example, I want to greet people. I want to give a set of people now. So, and I want to have their name later. I don't want it to have anytime, anyhow. So I can have the functions of all whatsoever name I can have inside this. Whatsoever we have inside here is known as parameter. So for example, now let's say name. Let's say my name. For example, when we have my name here, so we want my name to join anything in front to be maybe good evening, my name. So now we can just have it here like plus my name. Now whenever I want to print greetings out, we just need to include name inside here. For example, let's say Dorcas. So now when I save and I run, automatically the function will sense to this parameter and we see this as an argument to this parameter. Print Dorcas. These functions is like picking a spoon with our hand. I will soon come to that level. So that means with this one now, I can now have as many as possible greeting to a lot of people without even duplicating this function. This function will be 1 and I will greet 10 people at a go. So I can greet as many as possible people. So let's say we have the second person to be Janet. So we have the third person to be Comfort. We have the fourth person to be Ololade. We have the fifth person to be John. We have the sixth person to be Khadija. We have the sixth person to be Paul. So without even touch this is a single function that serve a lot of things. That means this function has already been there, but whenever we need it, we just need to call it. The way our arm is already been there, our eye already been there, our leg already been there, but whenever we need it, we call it and it starts working automatically. So when we run this, so automatically I have good evening for everyone. Good evening, Dorcas, Janet, Comfort, Ololade, John, and Paul. Without using for loop, without using conditions, without using anything. So that means functions is very, very important in any program. So just try and make sure you know how to use it very well. So now this is function. These are functions work. Now let's now make it more robust. So let's have some other practical. Can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Is that I think you should stop sharing and reshare the screen again. The screen
Oh,
is going off at a point and for a long period
Yes.
of as
Yeah,
well.
the screen just ticked. They are saying
okay.
the same thing for
I don't
longer time
know.
now.
Okay. I will do that now. Can you see it now? Please confirm it for me if you can see
Yes.
my screen
You can see it
perfectly.
now.
Wow.
Yes, we can see
Yeah,
it
you
now.
can see it.
We can
Okay.
see it now.
So what I'm trying to explain in essence was that the function is very, very useful. God programmed every one of us, and it knows what we can do. It knows our purpose, and it knows what we will be doing. So it now make every part of our body a function. So all the program that each part of our body will be doing have already been programmed. So we just need to use them. Whenever we need to use them, we just need to call the functions and start executing it and use it. So that is how all those scientists think on how they can build computer. So, and they build it like this today. So there are a lot of things on computer that you don't need to even do anything, and it will start doing it because of the functions. So, and looking at this word today, we have the word of AI, artificial intelligence. So especially that generative AI. When we say generative AI, that means you just need to sit back somewhere and give computer instruction and do everything for you. So all these things have been scripted with function. So they just need to execute whenever they want to use them. So that's the reason why I said with this single line of code, a function, then we can have as many as possible solutions anywhere. We can call the functions anywhere in our program. So, and I call it for like 5 or 7 people here now. So it prints it without repeating myself, without repeating codes. The way functions used to work is this. So this is what we know as functions in programming. And every programming language that are OOP, which is object-oriented programming, have what we know as function. So now let's do more example and see how it works. So we want to write the functions. Which part of the body can we write? Let's say we want to write the functions for eye. Let's say eye to see something. Yeah. So let's see how it works. Let's see how our eye is being built by God. So now let me comment this. Ctrl X and comment. So we'll be building eye function. Building eye function now. So function of an eye. So now we said def eye. So what can we use eye to do? We use it to see. So and we also blink it. We blink. Okay, let's firstly do see so that I won't rush. So we use it to see. And what we see is known as vision. So something that either abstract, I can just call it abstract, or concrete, so we can see. We might not be able to touch, and we might be able to touch, but everything we can see. So now that's the functions of eye. Now whenever we now want to use it, so we use it when eye is opened. When our eye is opened, then we see. Then we can now have some functions beside this. Okay, let's say if condition, we can have our if. Let's say if C equals to yes. I don't want to make it complex. I want to make it more simpler so that everybody can understand. If C equals to yes, if C equals yes, then print I can see everything. Else print my eye is closed. So we all know that for us to see, an eye needs to be opened. Okay, let's change this one to open instead of yes. So let's change it to open. So for us to see, an eye needs to be opened. So now, and if eye is opened, that means we can see. Now, and else if it's not opened, so that means we cannot see. So now let's now see how it works in program. We've already defined this function. We can use it anywhere, as I said. The way God designed our eye. So it has already been programmed. Then we can use it anyhow. You can decide to close your eyes. You can decide to open it. You can decide to blink it. You can decide to do anything whatsoever with it. Imagine, assuming you want to open your eye. You just now start coding how to open your eye. Do you know the kind of stress we'll be passing through? But God made everything perfect. So now let's see how it works in program. Now I can now say print. Let's say we want to have a program. So let's say name equals to input, or let's say friend one. Let's call it friend. Maybe a friend that see each other. So let's say input, enter your name. Now, the friend two, let's say input, enter your name. Now, these are two friends. We want to know maybe someone sees someone. So, two friends are here now. The friend one and the friend two, or the person one or person two, anyhow. We just want to know maybe the person can see someone either. So, now, we now said a functions, we want to program a functions of seeing after we've collected both name. So we now want to see, can you see me? So we want to make a request, can you see me? So now we now said question is equal to inputs see me is a question. So now for an answer now we now have friend one question, rather if question equals C, of course yes, let's say yes, then we now have our function inside. Then we have I. We have I into C. And else, we just have it like this, actually. It will surely print both, but we can double check, like giving else. Let's firstly see how this one works. Now, for example, now let's run this program. Ctrl S and run. We have out here. We have questions. Maybe you omit something. Okay, we have it to be double equals to. So let's run. So enter your name. The first friend, let's say Paul, and the second friend, let's say John. So can you see me? Let me choose no. You see it print nothing. That's the reason why I said we can double check. But let's run it and put yes. Let's see what it's run. So the first name is let's say John, and the second name is Paul. So these are the two people on the scene. Ask question, can you see me? Yes. Hey, this is an error. Then we can now come for the giveaway. So anyway, I will fix this before I will come for the giveaway. So now we have this error, we have name error, we have C is not divine. Do you mean set? So that means here we need to put open. So when we run back, let's see, enter your name, Paul and John, and yes. So you see now I can see everything. So if you look at this program very well, you see that it's very simple. And when we have else, let's say we have else, let's say I. Have it like this. Let's see how it works. Error here also says the type error, I is missing one position argument of C. So that means it doesn't have. So let's say set it to empty. So now when we run it back, I'm supposed to do giveaway, but I just want you to understand this before I start my giveaway. So Paul and John, and I said no. So you see my eye is closed. Now this is a simple program on how our eye is functioning. So for me to see you, I must open my eye. So if you see here, you see a friend 1 and friend 2 are in front of each other. Then the questions I ask, can you see me? Then he answer with yes. That means my eye is opened. My eye is opened for you to see. And automatically this will sense to this function. This eye open will sense to this function. We sense to eye, and under this to be opened, we sense to it automatically. So, and execute the functions like the eye is opened. And at the same time, else eye is equal to empty. That means we set it to the empty if is not opened. So that means when eye is not opened, then it executes the next instructions, which is the next jumping instructions to. Now it executes my eye is closed. Now we can do the same thing for here, for nose, and at the same time we can still add more like blink and some other things like that. But I want to make this to be more simpler for beginners. That is why I don't want to make it more complex. So if you can see this, you see this one is very readable. So I don't want to make it more complex. If I want to make it more complex, we can add blink. When we add blink now, these instructions will be multiple. So, and it might be little corny, so for everyone to understand. So now let's just leave it like this. This is an I. So, and we just pass a function of C for us to see. So, and for us to see is either we open or we close. That means we are defining a condition of opened and the otherwise, which is closed. So, and we want to use it in program. We start writing our program, this, that, and we call the function. So the function is callable anywhere. It's callable anywhere in your program. Just make sure your function is working perfectly and you are set to go. So clap for me. The other functions that we do tonight is I will go to mathematics. I'll quickly go to mathematics. If you are a mathematics student here, I clap for you. So I just want to show you one function on your calculator. You know, we have a functions of power. On calculator, we have a functions of power like 2 raised to power 5. It will give you something instantly. So how does that works? Is it a magic? No, it's not a magic. It's not a magic. So for you to have a power of any number, a power of any number, that means we need a base. We need a base. And what do we call the second one? Please, someone should help me. I think is it power or what? Hello, if you can hear me, what do we call the second one?
Roots.
So
Base.
root abi.
Base is the root.
Yes.
No,
Base is the root. So the other one I think is power. I think the other one is the power.
Exponent.
Is what?
I said exponent.
Exponent. Thank you. It's exponent. So they said it's exponent. So now, if you want to do a simple calculator, you can use this Python program to do a simple calculator to calculate any power number and give you a correct answer. So, and you can use functions to do that. So what I will need is the base and the exponent. I will just divide them into my functions. And whenever I want to use the program, I start using it. So now let's see how it works. I'll divine, let's say divine, we can call it any name. So I will call it power or raised to power or anything. Just call it any name you like. So let me call it power. I can call it power, which is the base, and exponent. So that are the major two things that you need to get a power of any number. So now, what is now the mathematics behind the scene that we don't know? What is the mathematics behind the scene that we don't know? So the mathematics behind the scene is that it returns the base raised to power exponent, which is asterisk exponent. So that is the mathematics behind the scene that all of us we don't know. So these are the major two things that we need: the base and the exponent. And mind you, to tell you the fact, the program has run already. Just see, wow, that is a wow. So now, whenever you don't want to do any exponentiation or any whatsoever carry out your power, just need to call it. So assuming, sorry. Okay. So assuming you want to find a power of 5 raised to power 2 or 10 raised to power, or okay, let's make it interactive. Let's make it an interactive program. So let's say our base, or let's call it root number. Let's say root number is equal to input. We have to be hints first because it's an integer value. So then input, enter your root number, enter root. So, and at the same time, the power, you can call it power or power, anyone, you can call it power or power number. So you can now have it as ints, then inputs, enter power. Now, these are the two numbers that we need. Then, what else are we needing? Just need to give it to our print statement and give it output. So let's say print results equals to, then comma, our power, which is power, this one, our function, we now call it out, power into, then the root number, Control C, Control V, and the power number. So that means automatically I've built a mathematics calculator that is used to calculate a power of number. Now let me save. let's run. Let's see. Run. Enter the roots. So let's say 4. 4 is the root. Enter the power. Let's say 2. That is 4 is to power 2. And we get 16. Is it correct, Sha?
Yeah, it's correct.
So
It's correct.
that is how you see this thing is very simple. Can you see that? So it's very simple actually. So just need to think. Yes.
Hello,
So I'm
hello, sir. So why did you like put the result into the code? Why did
because
you quote it?
result is okay.
Why can't we
Continue with your questions? Let's make you know.
like why can't we just the last quote now? Why can't we just put it at the last
Okay.
bracket?
Thank you. What you mean was that instead of closing it here, I should remove it and put it here, Abby.
Yes,
So if you
yes.
try
Let's
it
try
out
that.
automatically, it will give you a test. Let's see how it works. Okay, let's see how it works. So you firstly see the error that we have unmatched brackets. That means the total number of open brackets is different from the total number of closing brackets. We have 1 open bracket here, but we close 2 at the end. That is the first issue that we have. But when we still move this thing to the back of here, Abby, so let's see, let's run and see the output. In our very first class, I've explained the difference between variable and a comment. So now if I enter the root of 4 and the power of 2 now, you see what print out? Result is equal to power into, because it treats everything as a test, not as a variable, not as a function. It treats it like a test, like you print welcome to Python, like you print I can see you, like you print yes. That's how it treats it. It doesn't treat it as a variable, as a function. So what I'm trying to explain, let me quickly go back to our day 1 class. Let me comment this so that we won't have, we will come back, but I want to quickly explain that. How is it like this? So in our day 1 class, I said when we have a to be equals to 5, and we said print a. So since we are assigning a value to a, that means this a is not a test anymore, is a variable. And whenever we want to print a variable stay away from quotes. When we print this, let's say run, you see this one print 5, because we've assigned this variable, we have assigned this value to it. We assign a value of 5 to that variable. But once you put it in a quote like this, then it treats this as a test, not as a variable anymore. Not as a variable anymore. It will be treated as a test. So when we run this, it will just give you your a back, because it sees it as a test, not as a variable. Are you getting me? So now, that means here we have, I want to uncomment this. So here we have power, and this power comes from here, which is a function, is not a test. So normally I'm supposed to print like this. Instead of having this, I'm supposed to print directly like this. Or if I don't want to make it like this, I can just Ctrl X so that it won't look so I can just call it, I can just say result is equal to power of this, power of root number and power number, and then I print result, only the result. When I print only the result, it will print out only the number. Let me run this. So the root, let's say 5, and the is 5. That means 5 raised to power 5 is 3125. So let me remove this a. So now you see it print only the number, but I want to make a comment in front of it so that it won't look only number. That's the reason why I had a column like this, to have separate text to show a comment to my results. So I can say output equals to, then I use comma here so that it won't mix together. Output equals to, when I run this and I press 6 and 8, so you see now, this make us see clearly that this is an output of whatsoever we are computing since morning. 1,617,616. So it's time for question session before I start my giveaway. Any questions? Yeah, we can have your question. Yeah.
Okay, hello, sir. Okay, my question is yesterday because I joined late, even today, so I saw something like learn. You wrote learn into bracket
Yesterday or
something.
today? Learn. Okay, yeah.
LEN.
LEN. We use LEN to
Yeah.
look for a length of any sequence data. You know, in mathematics we have sets. If you know set theory very well, we have set theory. So and for us to know the total number of elements in a set, we need to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what I'm saying. Let me illustrate it here. In mathematics, you know, we can have score of maybe 10 students. We can just have it like 20, 15, this, that. This is how we have sets in mathematics. Now, for us to know the length of these sets in mathematics, we need to count it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is how we count. And that is one in set theory. The second one is frequency distribution. So when you do what is the title of such broad topic? Statistics, stats, thank you. So when you do stats, you know, you can have an ungrouped data that you want to group. You will start counting how many number this, how many number that. But in Python programming, we make it very simple. Instead of counting yourself, you can just run a program to count everything for you. That is when we have len function. Len function is used to determine the total length of any sequence. You know, this is a sequence. It's a sequence of data. So any sequence. So now if we want to determine the length of this score now, it will be very simple for us. So let me quickly comment what we wrote up here so that it's on here. So now, when we want to determine the length of this score, you just need to put prints, or you can assign it to something. You can say length, length is equal to len, the len of score, SOCR. Then you print out length, length, length. You save. Once you save, you run it, and you get 7. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think you understand that. That is how len functions works. It's very simple. And at the same time, you can use it for counting anything sequence. Let me just use sequence. For example, let's say my name equals to Babatunde Raji Fashola. So I can use len function to determine the total length of a text inside this name. So I can just say print len of what? My name. So when I save this and I run, so it shows me the total length of, I have 22. So when we count, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So that is how learn work. Have I answered your questions, please? Thank you.
Yes, but it's breaking
But
at
I
some
think you
point.
get what I'm explaining.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I understood now. Understood. Thanks, sir.
Any other questions before we move to giveaway? I wish to leave these chats by 10:30. This is 10:21, 9 minutes more. So we need to answer questions and do giveaway before we leave. So when I wrote a functions, I use return. And this is the best questions of the day. So, and the first one that I wrote, I use print. So the word return means what is going to happen when certain conditions or certain things melt. From the word return. Like two fighting now, and I now tell the person, fear my return. You know? Now, reason for us to be using return here was that we don't know, maybe whenever this person wants to calculate the power, maybe the person wants to print or not. So, it might be continuous mathematics. Maybe we have 2 raised to power 4 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 6 divided by 8 raised to power open bracket, all this whatsoever junks together. So, and if we use print, that means that person needs to print that power first before he can continue using other aspects. But when we use return will not print until we told it to print. So return will just return the exact solutions of whatsoever you are painting. So now what we have here is the base exponent of asterisk. That means it will firstly return this. It is now left to you. Maybe you want to print it, or you want to continue using it, or you want to whatsoever within it. So that is the difference between the return and the print. I think I've answered that question too. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? So let's quickly move to the reward section. I think this is very nice. Now, my program tonight is that I wrote a program and you fix the bug. And if you fix the bug successfully, then you have your money. So let's say we have book, have BK1, BK2, so we now have prints. My question here is that this program that I wrote, will it run, will it execute or not? So I need 3 hands, just 3 hands. Will it execute or not? This program that I wrote here. So 1, 2, and the third hand.
Yes,
Where is
it
the
will
third
not.
hand? Okay, that's all. Hand is much more like this, yo. So I have 3 first hand. We have Mudashiru Awal, Ismail Abkarim, and Ahmed Okweyemi. So Ismail Abkarim, will the program run or not? Let's have your response. Ismail Abkarim is not there. Are you there? Okay.
I think another person should go when
Okay,
it
I
comes.
think remain 3 people here, Sha. John Oluyemi, you have the floor. It will not run. Why?
Yes, it will not run because the values we are assigning to the variable, they are containing um alphabet and number. So we have to put everything into this thing. What's the name, self? Like the BK2, we have to also put it just like we did
Are
for
you
the
sure
first and
it will not
second.
run, or you are still doubting your mind? It will not run.
No,
Okay,
it will not run.
perfectly. You have
Yes.
you have let me say you have 500 naira recharge. Is it recharge card or what? So you have 500 naira recharge card for tonight. So this program will not run because of only one reason. We have BK2. This BK2 is a sequence, is not a number. It's a sequence, it's a test. And since the test is not in quotes, the program will flag error. The program will flag error. So now assuming it is 2, instead of this, assuming it is 2 like this, the program will run successfully. The program will run successfully because we have, in a set theory, we can have different kind of data. We can have the integer, we can have the floating number, we can have any series of data we can have. But since it was preceded by an alphabet and is not in a quote, so it won't run successfully. So the second questions for tonight, the second giveaway. So Oluyemi, go and rest too. So don't come and
Mr.
raise up your hand again.
Mr.
Let me continue, sir.
No, you can't continue.
So
Ah, you just
yes,
want
ma'am,
to.
I can hear
Mr.
you.
Can you hear me? Yeah,
Okay.
I want to say this before we continue. Please, if you answer the question, it's not only about yes and no. You have to be able to explain why it will not run. If it's no, why it won't run, why it will run. Because I really do not. I was expecting John to actually mention that thing, but at
No,
least he
I
has
said
kept.
it, Mao. I said it.
But he really said it. He really said
Okay.
it. Though the
No,
explanation
I
is
Yes,
not
I
just
that
just
deep, but he really said it. That is why I grant it. Aha.
no
So
problem. No problem. Let's continue.
we have the second questions. We have if. So this is the second questions for the programmer in the house. We have this expression D equals E equals F equals 0, and we have D equals to 5. If D equals 5, print correct, and else print exist. So I need 3 more hands to answer these questions. So the program, is it going to run or not? Okay. Okay, that's all. We have 3 hands already. So we have Mudashiru first. Mudashiru, is the program run or not? And why if it is not? And why if it is? Why?
Firstly, it will not run because if d equals to 5, it's supposed to be if d is equivalent to 5, not if d equals to 5.
Then what else?
So after that, it will print exist because d equals to, no, e and f is not divine. So that will make it not run.
You make two two observations now, which one among it
Yes,
will not allow this program to run out of the two observations?
that's E and F.
You have, you see, just calm down and,
Because
you know, so E and F, abi, or the D, or the print, or the exist,
yes,
or the else.
it is the
And the
it is
F.
D and F.
You got it wrong. So you got it wrong. Actually, you've
Yes.
correct, but since you make two observations, what do you
Advance,
say?
let somebody else answer. I
Uh,
said we should let another
the
person
second
answer.
observation will be for the second person. So the second observation will be for the second person.
Okay,
Straight.
okay,
You've made
okay.
two observations, and the two observations are correct. So, but one is a problem to this program, which is D equals to 5. It's supposed to be equals, which is comparison. That one is comparison. This one is assignment. So this one is assignment. We need a comparison operator, which is equals to compare. So, and that makes this program not to execute. But the first instructions, which is D equals E equals F to be equals to 0, we automatically run without error. The statement is very correct. So we call it multi-declarations. So whereby two or more variables have the same value. When I print, okay, let me share my screen so that you can see what I mean. So the next questions goes okay, thank you. So the next questions goes, because it's already 10:34 and I want someone to eat the giveaway once more. So the next questions goes like this. Def. Now, this is another program. This is another program. I hope you can see it. Now, can anyone make this program run perfectly? So, can anyone here make this program execute perfectly? So, if you can make it execute perfectly, then you have 1,000 naira recharge card. 1,000 naira recharge card. So, if you can make it run perfectly. John Oluyemi, I don't want to see your hand though. I want hands up. Oh yeah, oh. Programmer in the building. No handicap. Why? Damn. Okay. Okay. Okay.
If you have answered before, if you have answered
Okay,
before,
Mudashiru,
please allow others to
you
answer
can
now.
lower your hand. So,
Allow.
Muzemil, Bolaniwa, let have you here. Oh
What
yeah.
of Bola?
1,000 naira recharge card is all for you.
Yeah, Bola. Okay.
Yeah, let's correct the program together.
Okay, sir.
Don't think, oh, be sure of what you
I
want
think
to do.
for
Don't think like I think.
for this
No,
program,
be sure. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Let have you.
for this program to instead of this just name and age we include there is supposed to be that
Network is not good though. My
positive
manager
sign
is
of name
rooting
and
for
then
you.
positive
Your
sign of
network
that
is not
this age.
good.
Let's
Yeah, come again, come again, come again,
please
come
come
again.
again.
Ah, um,
As in,
Ah,
I said for us to call this variable name, which is this name and age.
we can hear you. We can hear you. Just
Ah,
continue.
oh, this network will lale.
Hello, we
Hello,
can
sir.
hear you. Just continue talking.
Hello. Oh.
continue.
Okay. I said for us to call this variable name, for us to call this variable name of this name and supposed to have add positive sign at the before we first we write positive name, and then this instead of this ordinary h, we have positive sign of h.
You should have positive sign of name.
Um,
If I could hear you, you should have this. And here also, you should have this. Am I correct? Okay.
yes, sir.
And the program will run like this. So, and the program will run like this. No, program cannot execute like this. This program cannot execute like this. So let's give another person's an avenue to answer these questions to make this program run and got 1000. So who is also raising? Anyone? Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Adi, wait first. Bolari, do you still want to try again? I think his network challenge is something. Do you still want to try again?
Network is not that good at all. So
Okay, you can't hear him again.
before I forgot, Mudashiru
Let's have
Awal
other
should
people.
have 200 naira recharge card because he tried. So aha. Now, I can see Khadija Wahab. So let's have you on ground. What will make this program to run?
Hello, can you hear
Hello, we
me?
can hear you.
Hello. Okay, first we have to correct the print statement.
The print
The print
statement
statement have to
have
be
to be
corrected.
corrected. So how can we correct that? Just guide me. I will correct that.
The, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you write
I'll be writing it
print,
in another line. Don't worry. Print,
op,
open
op, open bracket,
double quotes.
double quotes.
My name
My
is
name is
double quotes,
double quotes,
comma,
comma,
name.
name, comma, and after the comma, double quotes, after double quotes.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay. Then after the
And
double
okay.
quote and my age, my age is,
Mm-hmm.
then the closing double quotes, comma, age,
Yes, closed.
close the bracket.
Now, then you need to explain this line of code for us. So, what is the difference? What make it difference? What will make this line that you just call for us run? What will make it run?
Uh, uh, mm, it will the comma should have comma separating. We should have commas separating the
That
strings
comma
and the variables.
separating the string from the variable. Okay,
The comma,
continue.
yeah.
That all. Okay.
The first observation.
Thank you so
All right.
much. Thank you. And the program is halfway running. You- the program is 50% running, and we are still missing something out. Actually, you got this line correctly. This is perfect. You got it perfectly. Yes, ma.
Yeah, going now.
Second
we have
We
observation.
have another hands.
we have another hand.
Okay. Whose hand
Um,
is that?
yes,
Okay.
I'm watching
May
time. Oh.
Chris make so yeah.
We
Let
have
have you.
May. May. Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good day here. So actually, what I just think the program needs is for the person programming this to just put his details into the last contact. So inside the bracket to one you contact the last year. So you just need to input your name. Like if
I
it
should
is
use
John
May
or me, let's use me
like
and
this.
then input yes.
Okay. I know. Just
Anyhow, it
guide
should just
us
be a
on
name.
how you want it to run perfectly. So is it like this the way I wrote it?
Then that means no, a double
Then I will
column will
now
come
have May.
first. Then we have
Okay.
another double column.
Okay.
We have a comma,
Like
and we are going
any
to have
number
the
like
age. You can just use any number.
20.
Let's use
So
20.
kindly look at the program very well. Is it complete
Then I think the
before
program.
we decide?
Mm,
It's complete.
yeah,
Okay. So you got it
I
halfway or
think it
so.
is.
So you have 200 naira recharge card, and Miss Khadija also have 200 naira recharge card. It's an half program. This is not a full program. So this can't run alone. Let's execute it. Let's see the error that you got. Or anybody in the house that wants to try more.
I
Let me
think
just
Tajo,
try,
um
just want to carry the
regardless
money and go.
of the card.
Okay. Oh. Oh, yeah. Let's have you.
let's see. Let's see.
Okay, since we have the contact, so let's
Return
return
name,
name,
comma,
comma,
age.
age,
Okay, I'm coming. Is it like this? Is it like
comma, age.
name, comma, age? Okay.
No, no, no,
Okay, I should
no,
leave
no,
it
no.
empty
Like
like
leave
this.
that.
Then,
Uh-huh. Yes.
okay.
Yeah, leave it empty.
Then
Yeah,
what
let it be
else
empty.
should I do? Okay, it will
Then
work like this.
no, no, no.
Okay.
After
Okay.
that print. No, after that
Return
print, write return name, comma, age.
name, comma, age. Okay.
Then after that, then you now say user,
Okay.
that the user should
So
input name.
I should just say like name to be equals to input. Enter
Uh-huh.
your name,
Enter
Abby,
your.
and age to be equals
Then
to
the other
int
one,
of
yes,
an
age. Enter your
input.
age.
Enter Abby. Then after that,
Yes.
what will happen?
Yes, yes. Mm,
Okay.
okay, let's that contact.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. I can hear you now.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, inside the contact,
I
the
should put
bracket,
prints.
right? Put prints inside. Yes. Then
Ah,
let's see if it will
we
work.
call this what can I call this kind of program? Let's run it. Let's see how it works. So let's run the program. Let's see. Let me
Yes.
just comment
Yes, I
what
can see
we've
it.
done before. So let's run this. Let's see how it's run. You will see a lot of bunch of errors that you will see now. So let's save and run. You see, first one, we have invalid syntax. Perhaps we forgot a comma. Hmm? So what you are saying here is out of the program. Let me just say that because number one, we have the print to show something whenever this contact is being called. So and actually we can return nothing bad, but since we have print, that means we are returning something already. So we don't need to be uh, doing into what they call tautology. So this is out of the game. This is first out of the game. And the first person, no, the second person, Khadija, gets this very well. But the last aspect here is what's wrong. So what we are missing here is comma. We need to separate this text from this variable, and we can use comma to do that. And also here we don't have the comma, we need comma here also at the same time. That are the two missing character in that line. And this we can have it like this if you want, we can remove it if you don't want. Then the second person got it here, may got it here, so you can just return your name. And since you are getting it here, so assuming you call this n and you call this a, so you just need to return your n and a, n comma a. So these are the major two things that you need to return. So and when you return this, you just need to run your program. Let's see how it works. Let's see. So enter your name. So who answered me last? What's your name, Mr. uh May? So let's say May. And the
May.
age, let's say 24. Now you can see
Me.
now my name is May, my age is 24. So you can now clap for me because I have the 1000. Oh, so this will be the end of today's class. And mind you, our group is fully for knowledge. Let me just say that, as I've said in our last class. So that group wants us to utilize this very well to become somebody of everybody. Hmm? To become somebody of everybody in this world of technology, in this field of technology. So we'll be sharing a lot of things. We'll be sharing useful contents. We'll be sharing, and also at the same time, our video is coming on the way. So, and stay tuned. So, and from there, we can recommend ourselves for jobs, for a lot of things. So, let's just stay tuned. If you have any challenges, contact the group. If you have any whatsoever to share us in the group. So we are there together to learn together and grow together. So thank you very much.
All right. So, firstly, let's just celebrate ourselves. It's not easy. These 3 days is not easy. See the time now. Check your time. Please celebrate yourself. Use your best emoji. Now you are becoming the real developer that we want. You see developers staying up in the night. It's because the task has to be done and it requires commitment and perseverance. Please celebrate yourself. All right. So we have come to the end of this Bootcamp, and trust me, it was a moment of no unlearning and relearning. So beautiful. All right. So, like I said, just to remind everybody once again, the certificate of participation is up, but the only criteria to get it is that you must submit the assignment. And funny enough, more some of these assignments has actually been brushed where when we started this class today. Like Mr. Adi brushed some. Like we are almost we have almost done the whole question self. So just pick it from where you brushed, then no repaint and submit to us. And also people that are submitting their source code directly, you're supposed to submit the file. We should see kinikon.py. That is when we see that you run it. And somebody like me will be able to know, just open the file and run it directly. I don't need to copy your code and just paste it. That's a long process. Please send us the file, the Python file. All right. So that being said, please and please want you to stay tuned on the group. Like I said, this is just the beginning. Obviously, you can't capture the whole of Python function and everything in 3 days, but we have laid a good foundation for you to stand on and build. We have a paid course coming, and I know you'll be excited to have it. We have experts already. In fact, it's not going to be a Fadi that will be tutoring. Don't worry. We have people that are going to take you through, different people that are going to take you through the duration of the training. Please, we are going to release the flyer and more information tomorrow. Yeah, I should do that tomorrow. So you can enroll for our paid training. If you don't have the money once, you can always make it twice depending on the agreement. So please and please invite other people as well. Tell them the opportunity. From Python you can build a software, you can do machine learning and AI and everything. So many things to do with Python. So it's a beautiful opportunity for you to embrace. So I think I've been taking much time. All right, so that will be all for tonight. And I will release a form also tomorrow for you to give us feedback. How do you think we should improve? What are the advice that you have for us? So please and please, let's fill the form when it is released. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I'll hand over to you.
Okay. Thank you. As my manager said, you should celebrate yourself. The commitment and consistency is one of the seek something in everybody's life, seriously. So for you to commit yourself to something and feel your energy to be consistent on doing it is not easy at all. It's not easy for someone to be at a call by 11 o'clock that someone are sleeping, you are there learning, is not easy. So celebrate yourself. At the same time, you grow when you learn, and you earn when you learn. So the growth, level it up, please level it up. So do not stop learning. Day by day, make sure you have a learning track of something, so differ from yesterday. This is how you can grow bigger and fresh to every area in your life. So not even in technology alone. If you learn every day and you're still ready to learn every day, so you can be something every day. So I can see Amuda Oluwafemi ans. So and that would be the last talk for tonight. Oh yeah. Quickly. Okay, Ismail. Okay. Anyway, let's quickly have you.
Yes. Yes. Good evening, everyone. So I'm very happy to be here. I'm joining tonight because I just hearing about this tonight, not knowing that my Oga, Mr. Dignity, has shared the link with me before, but I don't check it. So I'm highly impressed with this type of innovation, and I thank everyone who is present here, especially those who are females here. You really challenge me. People like Khadija, Wahab, and our Ibu manager. When I see female engaging in programming, it used to arouse my interest. So you're highly welcome. And everybody here who has left one or two things, there are some of our mates who are doing one or two things, just here playing, but you decided to do something that we reward you. So I really appreciate you all.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you very much. Sir, today is our last class. Since there's no more class.
There is, I think I let me quickly answer that. I think I said it before. I just said that when I was making the closing remarks. This is the last class for the boot camp. The boot camp is a 3 day section and it is ending today. In fact, we had the extension. That is why it is ending today. But for you to continue learning, we have a paid course, like a paid training. There is a training of 2 months plus whereby you'll be able to build a real life project. There is a capstone project. You build a real software.